Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Russ back again with some more MLB 19 The Show. This is episode number 5, and in today's episode, we are going to be debuting 96 overall Cy Young. I was finally able to use him. I have actually, at this point, used them a pretty decent bit of times, and I gotta say, this 96 overall Cy Young is badass, man. And I give a big emphasis on the 96 overall because this card is actually only like 25k. I think I bought it when it first came out, first day, maybe first couple days or something like that, about 28k to get that card. Not bad, man. I mean, for real, 96 overall, #1 starter. I mean, for real, it was completely worth it to me. I like stacking my pitching staff because, I mean, hitting I'm gradually getting better as we end up getting a double to start this game with Jeremy Jam, so that's pretty good to start. But yeah, I'm just getting a little bit better at hitting. I'm just trying to, kind of gradually get better at it. And I know that if my pitching is shit and my hitting is very subpar, that I'm going to have a very tough time winning games. So I had no problem investing in a 30k pitcher because he's a 96 overall and he's going to be there for a while, man. Even if it might take a couple tries to get those pitchers, I still want them there. This guy actually leads off. I think he either led off with a single or had one out. I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, one out, no outs, doesn't really matter. He's got a guy on first. Now with 2 outs, he does have Robinson Cano up to bat. And he rips a single, man. And Steve Finley, okay, yeah, you know what? You might have to leave, man. I mean, I got to say, Steve Finley, he played okay. I just haven't really been able to hit with him all that much. But granted, I haven't been able to hit with a lot of people. But in center field, he's been pretty solid. But seeing that air, I don't know, man. Might have to get rid of him as we end up giving up a run. And I think a Jose Abreu just kind of bloop single to right field. That was kind of frustrating, man. Considering that we basically gave up 3 straight hits with 2 outs almost. I think that may have been a 2-out rally. It doesn't really matter how we got the run, how many outs. It doesn't really matter. But you know what? He ends up getting the run. And bottom line, it was just kind of annoying, man. So he ends up getting 1 run in the first inning. And, me kind of hyping up this Cy Young, he doesn't really start off all that great, man. I think gives up 3 hits in the first inning, at least 3. And this guy hits my boy Sieg Dog. You don't hit my favorite player, man. You're an asshole. But anyway, top 3, Cy Young comes up to bat, and hitting Kyle Seager does come back to bite him right here as Cy Young actually bloops a single out to right field and actually does move Kyle Seager to third base. So Cy Young helping himself a little bit here, man. Our pitchers continue to help themselves as Ty Cobb does end up coming up to bat. And of course, we want to get a hit with him. And, usually it's pretty easy to get hits with Ty Cobb. But you know what? He ends up getting the RBI, almost grounds into a double play. We get the RBI, but again, like I said, it's usually pretty easy to get hits with Ty Cobb because his vision is like 125. But right there, he ends up, kind of just hitting a measly ground ball. I think it was just the first baseman having to dive that basically saved us from, getting no runs and having that be a double play instead. So, I don't know. We'll take it, man. We do end up tying this game up at 1. Ty Cobb, of course, ends up getting that RBI. And now we come back out, and we're just trying to shut this man down, man. Of course, with 96 Cy Young on the hill, I'm pretty confident right now. Like, I'm not too worried. I'm very confident in having this card. Honestly, just having a little bit of fun. I am going to start using analog a little bit more. You guys see me using it here. I think I end up switching back to pulse later. You guys will see me just trying to get used to shit. As he actually, he leaves second prematurely. I don't know what he was doing, man. But, just kind of flying through innings right now. We end up jumping, actually, from the 4th inning all the way to the 9th inning, man. You guys will see here in a second. This game just kind of pittered out after the first couple innings. Now in the 4th, you guys can see we do have a runner on first, but yeah, I kind of fucked up there. I think I stole. I don't even know if I stole, but it doesn't matter, man. I end up lining out to the second baseman. He doubles me up, and the 4th inning, just like that, top of the 4th anyway, does end up ending pretty quickly. So now in the bottom of the 4th with 40 pitches through 4 innings, that's not bad so far. But you know what? He ends up getting a leadoff single, so that's obviously no bueno. But with 2 outs, this guy does have Wilson Contreras comes up. I think like a 77, 78 overall catcher, so I wasn't really too worried. Just aim a ball low, and he does end up grounding out to the shortstop, Corey Seager, and that will go ahead and end the inning. So like I said, we jumped from the 4th to the 9th inning, man. Like I said, this game just kind of stagnated. There wasn't really much going on in those innings, but the end does get a little bit crazy here, man, as we line out to the shortstop. Corey Seager, shortstop to shortstop right there. And now up comes Bellinger, and I thought here for a second that he was maybe going to ground out to the first baseman. That would have been funny going shortstop to shortstop and then first to first. But you know what? He ends up grounding out to the second baseman, and just like that, the top of the 9th ends. So he gets up, and he rips a single, or not rips a single, kind of just bloops a single into right field. I think the 2nd or 3rd time we've seen that this game, man. So he does end up getting somebody on. We have Chad Green in the game. Had to take out Cy Young just because I wanted to pinch hit. I think I pinch hit somebody for him. So I ended up bringing in 83 overall Chad Green, who's been pretty solid for me, man. First episode we used him. I did end up saying his name wrong every single time, calling him Zach Green, but anyway, doesn't really matter. He ends up getting through this inning after giving up a leadoff single. So 1 run on 7 hits for us, 1 run on 10 hits for him. Ultimately, this is just a game where, whoever scores 1 run is probably going to end up winning this game, man. I don't see us, scoring really more than 1 run. Probably final score is going to be 2-1, 3-1, if he ends up hitting like a walk-off or something like that. Or that's what I thought. Anyway, that was my mindset going into the 10th inning. But Josh Harrison leads off with a single, so I'm thinking, okay, we're cooking a little bit here as Kyle Seager ends up skying one to deep left center field, man. I thought maybe that was going to get a little bit farther, but it just kind of died, I'm assuming. It didn't really carry that far. So now 1 out in the 10th inning, runner on first, Josh Harrison. Pretty good speed, man. So if we hit a ball to the gap, there's a pretty good chance that he could score. I think he has like 76 speed. So that's good enough, man. At least get him to third on a single, most likely. As we end up pinch hitting Mitch Haniger. Chad Green did his job. He ended up pitching for, I think, an inning and a half. I'm pretty sure Cy Young went 8 innings at least. He may have went 9. I can't exactly remember, but Chad Green, he had almost a 1-2-3 inning. He did end up giving up a single, but you know what? Pretty easy after that, and like I said, he did his job. So you know what? Moving on, we do end up warming up Carson Smith. I was pretty much planning on bringing in Carson Smith if we don't end up taking the lead here. Of course, if we do, then I'll warm up Aroldis Chapman, but right now, Mitch Haniger makes it a little bit more likely that we're actually going to end up taking this dub, man. We get first and second with 1 out, and I'm just praying that Ty Cobb can do something, and I thought this was gone, man. That looked like it was just shot, but then I saw Josh Harrison just sitting at second base, so I was ready to tag. Unfortunately, it does not get out. Ty Cobb doesn't have that crazy power, but Jeremy Jam comes up 3 for 4 in this game with 2 outs. He makes it 4 for 5. He rips a single to left field, and that does put us up 2-1 in this game. Jeremy Jam comes up clutch again. 4 hits now on the game. Like I said, 4 for 5. Steve Finley comes up. He's 1 for 4 in this game. We got 2 runs on 10 hits. He's got 1 run on 10 hits as well, actually. As Steve Finley comes up to bat, 1 for 4 in this game. He actually brings in Oliver Perez, who I'm assuming is not a very high overall. I think he's like a bronze or something like that. So we actually sit down Carson Smith, bring up Aroldis Chapman real quick. As, Oliver Perez gets rocked right away, man. Right in the nuts, it looked like. It looked like that ground ball went right back and hit him in the nats. I mean, Steve Finley, I don't know how you feel about this dude, but obviously not very fondly. 2 outs, bases loaded for Jay Buhner. He rips a single to right field, and now we are just piling on. As everybody moves up a station, we end up scoring another run, and we're increasing this lead. We make it 3-1 right now, and we just smell blood in the water. I'm trying to be cool, and I'm fucking stuttering. But you know what? Corey Seager ends up ripping another single up the middle, and that's actually going to score 2 runs. Almost got our runner to third base. I'm not sure who that was. I think that's Jay. Yeah, it's Jay Buhner, 42 speed. Hell yeah, that's Jay Buhner. But he ends up getting stuck at second base, and we do end up striking out with Cody Bellinger, but not before making it 5-1, man, going into the 11th inning. Or, excuse me, bottom of the 10th inning as we actually bring in Aroldis Chapman. Like I said, we ended up warming him up. He didn't really get that much time to warm up, but it ends up not mattering, man. 97 speed. I think that's Trey Turner. I was a little bit scared about him. We had bunt defense on. I'm not sure if that was just automatically put on. I don't remember, manually putting that on, but we do end up striking him out the very next at bat, and now 2 outs, 1-2 count. Yasiel Puig hits a single. Okay, that's a little bit anticlimactic, not going to lie. We end up throwing it into second base, but Yasiel Puig, I'm pretty sure that was Puig. I think. I'm pretty damn sure. I'm not sure what overall he is this year, man. I think I got 77. I know he has like an 83 gold or something like that. As this guy does end up ending the game with a little pop out from Robinson Cano to Jeremy Jam in front of the plate. And just like that, we do end up winning 5-1. Jeremy Jam fittingly ends the game and completely wins the game for us, man. 4 hits on 5 at-bats in this game. He played like an absolute goon, and he ends up basically winning us the game. Every run after the initial run that he scored didn't really make much of a difference because the guy didn't end up scoring anything after that. But you know what? A win's a win, and we end up coming back late in the game to make it a 5-1 victory. It's like I said, Jeremy Jam, player of the game. You guys can see him just chilling out there in his little highlight reel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Be sure to look out for the next one. And as always, I'm out. Peace.